We are live.
Hello. Yeah, we love night. Hello,
Nice.
hello everyone. Nice to meet you again from this uh, live with not the same time, but we have to schedule it because we face some issues. But anyway, we are here today to share also again some tips about business, about how you manage to do it, how you are going through yeah something. So today we choose one topic that I think some of the people that want to start business are facing. You know, I face the same. I guess also Francesca also face the same issue. Let's say you want to start a business and you are very happy, you're very proud, you're very motivated, and at some point you just back home or you're stuck with you have maybe you have an idea and you just share this idea with your friend or with your family, and then at some point they say to you, we don't think it's gonna work, are you sure? So you just see your motivation is going down, and how do you manage that? So that's why I'm sometimes people have great ideas, we have people are very motivated, they want to do a lot of things, but in fact, around them, they don't have maybe the right support, and they are not around, the people, the right people. That's why we want to talk about today because I feel the same. And at some point, I just asked myself, is that what I want to do? Or, yeah, because if you ask, for example, about any type of business to your mom, your dad, who haven't, have experience about that, they feel they want to help you, they're gonna say, are you sure? Do you take this on account? Do you take so they kind of seeing all the reason that you're going to fail, or start not to just advising, saying to you, I don't know, or go ahead, we are there to support you. So sometimes for me, I also have one experience that one of my colleagues, so she had a friend who wants to start a business, but at some point she went and asked her husband, what do you think about this idea, this business? And he said, oh no, I don't think you cannot do that, or don't have to do that. And she said to me, no, my husband said to me, I cannot do that. But at some point, she didn't even realize, is her husband who gonna do the business, or is for her, or is that she really want to do? So that's why I think it's very, very important. What do you think about that, Francesca? So
Yeah, I would like first of all say good afternoon, good evening, or good morning to everybody, and apologize as well because it's part of my fault if delayed. I had a bit of issues today, but we made it. For me, it's really important that we jump on because I can see how what we bring to the world out there, sharing our experience and sharing our like points of what is happening. I think it can bring a little click to consciousness of people out there. So thank you again, Aniel, to being this with me and
thank you.
thinking like this amazing subject that actually is getting inspiring ourselves because during the week we are thinking about what we're facing, and then we can share it out there. And actually, the influence there is also a nice book about Dale Carnegie that is talking about how to have influence with friends and family. Because sharing my experience, I'm in this in the business since 3 years right now. Like if I'm thinking about it, and if I check like and think about my development and growth, because it's like a journey at the end of the day. We never stop, like the right business minded is like never stopping developing ourselves. And I can see the different steps regarding this subject that I approach. If I look back when I first started, I was actually scared to share what I was doing and shame or what I was doing with friends and family because I felt judged straight away. So I never like brought this kind of subject because I was like getting pushback, push back, and I was just like they were refusing to listen to me. They were judging me and say, what are you doing? Are you sure you're gonna achieve it? Because what is happening, and I understood with the time, the closest people that we have, they trust us, we have a close relationship, but they know all our let's call them failure, or everything that we attempted in our life. So they judge what we're doing according to what we did in the past, and they are the one that support us the less, as long as we don't show them that we're really serious about what we're doing. And that's when actually the closest people that I've got in my life, they started looking into what I'm doing right now, and because they can see the results that I'm bringing out there. So that's what I could see, like, and I was like actually taking notes. I took a bit of notes, like, because always listening to Anya is such inspiration, like, and be part of this journey with her. We are really similar as a people, we're ambitious, determined, and we are really strong minded, which is really important, particularly when it comes to this subject, as we previously said. And what I was saying, like what I was thinking is, like, most of the time what we do, we go to the people closest to us and we ask for suggestion, opinion. But what we don't think is, like, for example, let's say we need to go to a sport, yeah, starting a sport, or let's say buying something for, let's say, a buggy for our kids, and we go to people that never had a kid. How we can get the right suggestion to someone that doesn't have experience in something that we actually need to attempt and go to experience. I'm not talking to anyone about business, I'm talking to someone that has experience about that. And that's why what is happening to people when they start in the business, they go straight away to friends and family, and then they get like a negative about what they're doing, and they pull back because the friends and family try to actually protect them, but actually they don't protect them because they never had experience, so they suggest according to their experience. So what we need to do is actually go into successful people and then show our friends and family how it works for us, so that we can bring them with us. That's just sharing a bit of my experience, but I came across a lot of people, like Anya said, that they're really negative, or they allow, like, the partners. I had a similar situation with my partner. I never allow him to pull me back because I know the vision, I know where I'm heading. So I also reached the point that I said, sorry, I know where I'm going, and this is good for me and for our future, so I don't care whether you are with me or not. I'm gonna do what I want to do, because I'm a free person at the end of the day. We can share,
Yeah.
like, what our life, and we are doing it for a good will and good purposes, but we cannot allow anyone else around us to actually pull ourselves back because of the negative experience, or because they think that they can protect us. What we can do is just becoming even more angry and show them the opposite.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a bit like, just like to respond a bit to what you say, like, but the, like, what do you, how do you feel about this certain situation, like when you approach the first time, like the friends and family, how did you, what did you face in your experience?
Yeah, in my experience was the really, really, because just sharing my story, because many of here know my story, can know my story. So I'm not coming from, an entrepreneurship family. So yeah, I'm just coming from, we just know you have, even in my family, I'm the first, going to university, doing engineering school stuff. So doing something else about, so we don't know, you have to work, go to school. And then it's really, really tough when you come from such a family that we don't have a mindset of entrepreneur, and no one taught me about, how to deal with business. So I have to do everything for myself. I have to search. I have to go to the right people. Even when I have decided, to move to London. So it was not really easy. So I have to convince my partner that this is what I want to do. He was not really saying that Anyeli, she wants to do it. But at some point, because he loves me, he said, I'm gonna follow you. But even when I start, doing some research about entrepreneurship, jumping on business, investing. He was saying to me, you don't know, is that business work? What do you do? So he was not really understanding what I was about to do. So for me, myself, I was just like, I'm the first, in my family to do such a thing, do business, go to university, doing engineering stuff. So I was also always finding the right people who can help me on what I want to do. So, for example, when I start business or start, investing on a project, I do not go and ask, my mom or my husband, can I start that? Because I know they don't have any experience. Even if I'm asking them the question, they're gonna say to me, "Are you sure they're gonna work? You see the situation, actually, the pandemic, people, are, is kind of sometimes we kind of discussing. Say, you see all the bad reason that I don't have to do this thing, or if what if I succeed? What if it can change our life? What if I think that is the right mindset. Like sometimes when we start, you have a great idea, have a project, but we see all the bad things that's gonna happen if I fail, if I don't have money, if not. But let's just think about all the successful people that we see over there. So I think they also tried tried most of the time. I'm sure that the family or friend were not really aligned with what they were willing to do. So if you think about Apple, you think about the Facebook, if you think about all these successful story, you kind of reading the story how successful people manage to have the success they have. It's like 90% of the time most of people say to them that doesn't work. And then and I think because they are determined, they say, no, I want to do this. And the 10% of the time it works, and they start to being successful, and then everybody see that, wow, this man really really succeed, or this woman succeed. And then they do not see the 90% of the part that they fail, or the people just push them back. Yeah, so for me, I think it's really very important that if, for example, women, you have, because you want to start business, you're talking about women, inspiring women. So just like be yourself. If you want to do this, just go ahead. Just be around the right people. Connecting with the right people, finding the solution, reading books. Personal development is also important now. I kind of realizing that it's what we picture that we get. So if we didn't picture something, we cannot get it, or we cannot let just people say to us, this is going to work, and we just say, okay, because he said, because my mom, because my father, because my husband said to me that's going to work. Yeah, it's going to work. But that's why for me, I think maybe that many people are out there are in the same situation, or they think the same.
Definitely, I love this.
And for
Is
you,
a
Francesca,
definitely.
I think
Yeah.
also you were involved in so many business, or three, four business. You have a long experience of entrepreneurship, as you were saying. People around you are not, kind of supporting you when you want to start something. So
No,
how did you
not at
manage
all.
all
Not.
those?
Well, I'm a really determined person, and I can see the vision. And when I get to a point that I really see something, I saw this vision since I was 19, and that's why I left my country. I had a lot of cries. I feel lonely. I feel a lot of moments where I felt like alone completely in the world. But what I
Mm,
actually did it, I started developing myself. Unfortunately, this is thanks to the path that my parents gave me as well, made me understand that everything that is happening out there is because it's a reflection of what I have inside.
mm,
So that's what helped me a lot, because I understand since I was like that age, 19. Well, I'm not that old now, right, guys. Let's say that. Just to joke a bit, but um since that time I know that we can create our reality. And I started realizing that when we think about, if I think about when myself 19 years old, I was visioning myself looking at all these women beautifuls. That's how I remember and picture them like into London, walking in central London with these high heels, these amazing dresses and everything. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so young. I felt so little in front of this world. And I'm just like, you know what, Francesca, talking to myself, No matter what, I'm gonna be there one day. I'm gonna be a businesswoman walking in London and just show the world what I can bring out there. And I felt a voice inside me all the time. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy. It's not
Mm.
gonna be easy,
No, no.
because more we create our vision bigger, and more we have in our mind what we want to achieve, and bigger are the obstacles. But what helped me the most, it was my positive mind. So what has always been in my personality and what I created and built, because I was alone in London, and even if I had a partner was actually pulling me back, in whatever I was doing, it was making my life tougher, until the point I understood that when we broke up. And I clean, as you said, cleaning our life of people that actually pull ourselves back. Whenever it was coming to a problem, I was having a little cry, going down. But then the day after, I was standing up and say, I cannot keep being here and crying on myself. What is the solution for that? So I was standing back, and stand back, and I was just thinking, okay, I want to achieve this. How can I achieve it? I was focusing on the solution. And even if I didn't have the solution, I was looking into opinions outside of people that experience. I was always liaising with people that were wiser. Even if I was 21, 22, I was always relating to people that were experienced than me, 35, 40, that had experience in the industry, in the sector. And I always listen to what I was told, picking up the right suggestions. Because what is happening that people don't realize, we all got everything inside ourselves. We all have the abilities. We all have the opportunity out there to create our own situations. So whatever we are saying in our mind is a reflection of what we create in it. And I realized that despite I got 3 businesses, I got like a building house, I got animals. Now there is a new challenge as well in my life, which is an amazing challenge, and many other things. And I'm alone here, so my partner is also abroad. So it's just like I'm thinking, I've always been saying to myself, oh, I'm so busy. I have no time. I have no time. And that's what I was repeating to myself. But what we repeat in ourselves, we create the limitation. So what I started saying instead, I started saying, no matter what, no, not even no matter, I have time. I have time to do anything I put in my routine. And I start to be really disciplined. Discipline is like really important because of our health, of our own ways. So having 3 businesses is really challenging. I'm not saying that, but more we put ourselves in risk, and the reflection of the life that we create is really worthy. Is really worthy. I can say that since I'm into business, my life is living. It's not actually let's say, just like being, how can I say, it's not that life live me. I live life. I
Mm.
finally live life. I'm finally feeling free. I haven't achieved and stepped to the point that I would like to, but my life now is priceless. It's just amazing. I would never change anything of it. And that's because we put ourselves into higher risk that many people think, oh my gosh, how can you do that? But actually it's much
Mm.
easier than being stuck on the 9 to 5 I used to be, or 9 to 6, sometimes 9 to 8. I used to work in central London, and I didn't have the freedom and the energy as well to go out there and say, I'm gonna do
Mm.
this, because I was so drained by the day, not paid for what I was doing, actually what I was bringing, pull back, and all the people that was doing less than me, they were like keep growing, and the company was using me because they could see it was worthy for them, not for me. So,
Mm.
and this is like nothing. I prefer now to work a little bit more, but being paid for what is my activity, and that's all about. So it's really important that I started cleaning my life. I remember so many friendship I used to
Mm.
have. Every time I call them, I feel heaviness because they always say the opposite. They always say, "Oh, don't do that because it's gonna be wrong. Don't do this." And I'm
Mm.
like, actually, let's look at your life and let's look at mine. I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
they want to be bad, but that's what I I'm talking like that with all the respect, because I believe all of us, we have a different type of journey in our life and different
Mm,
experiences. But what I could have realized, and I learned as well, most of the time, the friends and family, it depends on our experience. Some people are supported by the families, some people are supported by friends. It's all depending, it's
mm,
down to the people. Some people are lucky and they are supported by both ways.
mm.
But there is always someone like that is trying to pull ourselves back. And why? Because what is down to jealousy, is down to braveness. They're not brave enough to take the risk that we are willing to in order to change our life, to take the responsibility that we do. So the people that trying to pull ourselves back is because they cannot handle our success. They cannot handle the fact that we are willing to do an extra work in order to achieve what we are doing. And that's why they are the one that bring negativity into our lives. So
just
this is
just
the
like what do you say if, for example, it's your mom, your father, your husband, they say no, you cannot do that, you are exactly now in the pandemic, you see all over the world, everybody the economy is going down, you cannot do that. I think many people over there want to start business or want to do jump on a project, but because of the situation we are living right now, it was a lockdown. How can I do? You have to evaluate all the risks.
Yeah, I completely understand. I'm receiving these many times, and it's a big objection on many people, and that's down to fear, actually,
Mm,
down to the fear of failure, down to the fear. But what actually I thought in that moment when it came to the risk, because when I invested the most of money, it was my last money in my pocket for that
mm,
month. It was my budget of the month at the time, and I
mm,
was just like, "Should I do it?" And I was just like, "Yes, I'm gonna do it." And you know why? Because what I was doing, I could see that if I was keep going, yeah, and that's what I asked them. Whenever they object me this, I'm like, I completely understand that. And I completely understand that people are fearing because there is the pandemic, they want to be in the comfort zone, they want to be,
mm,
but what they don't realize that they actually the comfort zone that where they are now with the employed job is no longer a comfort zone. So it's
mm.
better to be in control. So I'm asking them, for how long do you want the society to be in control of your life? That's what I asked them. For how long you want to be in control, depending by other people that decide whether your life is going to be good or bad? Or what do you have in your hands at the moment right now that is actually the best moment to
Mm,
invest? Because it's the moment where anyone, no many people want to invest for the price of everything going down, and there is more demand for people to get actually in control of their life. So I'm asking these, and that's what I'm saying, because for how long they want to be not in control and not knowing what is going to be happening tomorrow in their lives.
exactly.
I know what is going to happen tomorrow in my life, and I'm working hard every day. So when it comes to this moment, I keep thinking, okay, this is happening. Where is the money right now?
Mm. And
Where
even
is the
when
money?
you think, also when you think about successful people, always invest when it's a crisis. If you look at
Exactly.
all the successful people, all of the world, you say when it's crisis is the right moment for people to
Exactly.
invest. Because when you everybody gonna say, yeah, because now everybody uh yeah I say, yeah, I'm gonna leave my money in the bank. Oh wait, the bank gonna just use
Yeah,
your money to go
exactly.
and do stuff with that. So just like invest on your own, on your own work, even if you're working. So I'm working full time also. So I'm just saying. So for now, I'm working for somebody, but I know when I finish my pay work, I now start working on my own, on my own project. That's why I'm very happy, because I know working for somebody else is really good. So you got a paycheck at the end of the month, but you are not really working on yourself. So working on yourself, you can work, from 6 to 10 without even seeing. And because you see, even if now you are not seeing the result now, but you are learning, you are creating something for you, and I think you have your happy of yourself or creating, a legacy. Also, if you have kids or children, also, showing your kids or your family that you can do that, and you can also inspire other people. So I'm also inspiring, some of the people in my family or in my husband. They start, being interested in business online, doing stuff. So yeah, it's going forward. So if instead of staying there, the world is going to crash. Everybody's against all the economy, and some of
Exactly.
the people now are just going crazy about what's happening. So yes, just like complaining about everything. So, but if you just let your life in the society, in the hands of the state, nothing gonna happen. So even if you have a small project or idea, so just like find a way to, do something for you, do something that you're not you're going to be told you have to do some stuff because you're really happy about what you do, and you know why you're doing that.
Exactly, exactly. Because at the end of the day, that's what I was
Mm,
like. That can be related also to the example of today. I spoke with my friend the other day, and she also wants to buy land locally where I'm based at the moment in Canary Islands, and
mm,
and actually right now, as you said, people are investing when there is crisis
mm,
because many people want to sell right now because they're scared to stay without money.
mm,
So the prices actually go down because nobody's buying, but only investors are buying, and then they wait the moment that the prices are increasing to reselling it. That's how it works.
mm, mm,
And she went to an expert apparently, and she asking advices to people, and I asked her, what people did you advise? Did you went to a professional? Did you went to a notary? Did you went to the local institution that they actually tell you what permission you can have and everything, how it works? And she was like, no, 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 I went to this friend, to this friend, to this friend. And I was just like, are they professionals as well? And she was like, no. And I was like, don't allow them to limitate you. I told her
mm,
I went myself to search my own information. Everyone around me and my fiance, they were like telling us, no, don't buy this, don't buy that. And we were just like entering from a side, going out from another side. Because at the end of the day, I'm creating what I'm dreaming for. So if
mm,
something doesn't exist, I will find a way to creating it. That's how it works.
mm.
There will always be like back the negative side to seeing everything. But if we stop ourselves like that, what is life then? What is actually
Yeah,
life?
yeah.
And exactly, that's like done to people, like to actually speak with the right people and don't allow those people to actually limitate us, because we create our own limitation. And when I told her this, she was like, wow, you're right, Francesca. I said, of course I'm right.
Mm,
People talk down, and it's not nothing bad related to these people telling us, because as I said before, with all the respect, people most of the time when it comes to friends and family, it can be or jealousy, or it can be also that they attempt to protect ourselves based on their experiences, but their
mm,
experience is not my experience.
mm.
So
Exactly.
it's just like really different what what we can do and what they do, because it's like down to perspective. I have a really positive perspective, so I don't allow anyone to put me in a negative switch, and I
Mm,
work a lot on my mindset. And that's what it comes when we
yeah,
speak with
yeah.
the wrong people, like they
Exactly.
limitate ourselves. So what we can do, as you said, and that you said the really important things, we can actually influence them to the positivity, inspiring them, so we can start from ourselves to show them there is always the way.
Mm, exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. You said we're gonna arrive at the end of this,
Yes.
life.
Yeah,
So thank
otherwise you're gonna
you.
stay here hours because
Yeah,
there is so
yeah.
much to
Thank you very
inspire
much,
us.
Francesca, for us. So I think maybe we hope we give you some tips or during this pandemic to not stopping yourself. So just say, yeah, because the corona we are gonna do something after, because we don't know when this crazy crisis is gonna end. There's some people they say it's never the right moment. And so it's never the right moment. So no, it's not but it's good moment. So just for you to say if you want to do it, yeah, even if the pandemic or not. So just connect to the right people, find the right information, professional, and yeah, do what you want to do. If it's a business project, everything. So it's you controlling the life. Yeah, okay, Francis, maybe you want to say final words, then otherwise we
I
can
believe
wrap it up. Yeah, go ahead, you.
it's all in your mind, guys.
Mhm.
So don't allow anyone else, unless it's not an expert, to give you the right tips and put you in the right switch. So as said Anya, I really hope like we give you enough tips to actually pursue like all your dreams, and we're gonna see you next Sunday. We're gonna
Mhm.
be back to the right time
Yeah,
to the right
exactly.
time, like not too delayed, because we are creating episodes here, and probably soon we're gonna come up with new ideas also to inspire more people than only women's out there, because the
Mhm.
world is so full that we can, like, anyone has an opportunity in this world to actually, achieve their dreams. So thank you very much for listening to us again, and
Yeah,
keep like talking to us, anyone who is watching us, so that we can also like bringing up new like part of our experience that can we can inspire us with. Thank you
yeah,
very much, Daniel,
exactly.
to be with
Thank
me
you very
again.
much, everyone. See you next week. Don't hesitate to share, like, and also, yeah, just like hope. We hope this one is have any value to you. So, bye bye. Have a good week, and
Good evening,
good
bonsoir,
evening.
buonasera.
Bye. See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.